Welcome back to the channel, my friends, all you cool cats and kittens. As you can tell by the title of this video, I want to go over vision boards, goal planning for 2025 as 2024 comes to an end. I love this time of year to reflect on what I accomplished, what I still have to accomplish, because there's actually a lot of stuff from my vision board last year that's on my vision board this year. And something that I have really learned to do is detach myself from the timeline of things, right? So I want to go over why vision boards are so useful, what you can include on your vision board, and how to make one in general. There's a lot of people who make them on like bulletin boards and cut out magazines, and that is definitely something that you can do. However, I have a better way. If you are definitely more of like an efficient person like myself, I make it on Canva. If you don't have that app, download it, it's free. And you can just put on pictures and things like that, create it as your desktop screensaver, and so you can look at it every day, and there's a lot of benefits for looking at it every single day. And the most important one is how it makes you feel. So that is one thing that I'm going to be going over with my clients. Actually, we have a little tea time vision board, little date on Friday, where every year I'll get my clients all together and we'll do our vision board making virtually, where we just kind of chat and I teach them how to make their vision boards, what to put on their vision boards, how to structure it, and things like that. So I wanted to go over that with you guys today, in case you are type A people like me and like to make goals and plan. So the purpose of your vision board is to inflict feelings, right? So what you want to include on your vision board are things and goals you want to meet. And every time you look at it, I look at my vision board every single day. And what that does for me is inflict the feelings I want to feel. So I've got, just for example, last year, and a lot of the things on my vision board from last year are on my vision board this year, which was something that, I had to kind of deal with. I'm sure you guys can relate to having a timeline for yourself. And when those timelines aren't met, you get a little disappointed. So a lot of these things are still on my vision board, and that's not to say they're not going to come true. It's just, I have to let go of time and just believe in divine timing, which I'm working on and working towards. But also, if you wanted to kind of get into the science of vision boards, visualization, manifestation, things like that, there is a lot of science to it. I'm not going to sit here and explain it to you, because Dr. Joe Dispenza can do that for you, and in a much better way than I can. So I will link some resources down below if you want to get into the woo-woo stuff. I definitely did not believe in it at first. And since starting, I think I've done vision boards since 2021 or 2022. Since then I have, because I've dived into the science of manifestation and the power of your thoughts, and really truly how powerful emotions and your thinking can be in your internal dialogue. So that's the reason why I do it. So I'm going to do a screen share with you guys, and it'll be on the screen here. But this is my vision board from 2023 and 2022. And some of the things on there was getting married, getting a house, a family. There's money on there. There's a support system. There's health and well-being. Just good tasting meals. There's a picture that says 20K, and that is me wanting to make 20K per month in my online business. There's some hiking and friends, and I just love the feeling that inflicts on me, and just having that support system. And what I've come to realize in the past 2024, so last year, I was very, very focused on the money side, and I was working so much. I'm like, no pain, no gain. This is what entrepreneurs do. This is what I have to do to get to where I want to be financially. And it held true. Like, all of my work did pay off. However, throughout that whole process and throughout that whole goal, I realized that relationships and like my family, my friends, and just creating memories are so much more important, because I was like making so much excuses to people, where I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm busy, I'm too busy. To the point where I was missing out on a lot of things. And I recognized that from my eating disorder days, where I would turn down some social events because I was nervous of the food that was going to be present there. And I saw that creeping back in. However, it kind of morphed into me being obsessed with my business. And as much as I do believe you do have to be obsessed with something, especially if you want it to grow, there is a balance, and then there is a fine line where, like, what is success to me? That was a big question I was asking myself a lot this year, is like, what does success mean for me? And what would my life look like if I was successful? And a big thing that came up for me was the relationships that I have, and taking care of my family and creating memories. And, you know, as people get older and I'm getting older and I see my family members get older, I reflect and, like, you know, you don't have forever with them. And at the end of the day, am I going to regret not spending quality time with them, or am I going to regret not working on my business or working? So it definitely got a little bit obsessive, and that's something that I'm working on in 2025, which I will share with you guys right now. So my vision board of 2025. This makes me so happy to look at. So I chose my word to be love this year, and it's very backed by the fact that I want to really nurture my relationships with people and the people around me. So that's the reason I picked love. Last year it was growth, and I did fulfill that. I grew my business quite substantially. I impressed myself, and don't get me wrong, I'm very, very proud of what I accomplished. But this year I do want to have a different intention of what success means for me. And I'm 25, so I'm turning 26 this year, and I'm in a very odd place in life where my boyfriend and I are looking to get engaged and then get married and buy a house, and I'm going to move out of my family home. And it's just a very transitional time where I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting older and things aren't the same, and change is hard regardless if it's, you know, for the better, or if it's hard, or if it's for the worse. That change is just a difficult thing to wrap your head around. So I'm really trying to focus on creating good memories. And my co-host on the podcast, Emily, she says something quite frequently. She says, be where your feet are. And that's a big thing that I want to focus on in 2025, is just being where I am right now and not wishing to be somewhere else, not wishing for my life to look differently, because it's amazing and I'm super excited for everything that's to come, but I'm not attached to a timeline and I'm not trying to force things. I'm just letting things flow and letting it be, right? So some of the things that I want to accomplish this year, if not this year, then the coming years, is I want to hit 10K followers on Instagram. So YouTubers, go follow my Instagram. It's always linked in the bottom. But that is a big goal of mine. It's been a goal of mine for 2 years now, I think, but still going strong. I'm learning so much about content and just serving you guys to the best of my ability, and it's amazing. It's a wild ride. It's an amazing roller coaster, and I love it so much, which is another thing that you have to take into consideration, is you can't do it for external validation or external reasons. You do have to make your vision board be about your internal motivators, right? So I love learning. I love human psychology. I love creating content and being creative, and that's kind of my creative outlet for myself. So it's really easy to be consistent with it, and that's just a milestone that I want to hit and I will hit at some point in my life. But again, not attaching any kind of timeline towards it. I have Hawaii here. This is where I want to go for our honeymoon when my boyfriend proposes, which will be right here, and that is definitely going to happen in 2025. I have a podcast studio right here, so I really would love to grow Emily and my podcast, which is Fresh and Fired Up. If you don't follow the YouTube channel, go do it. Go subscribe there. We have so much information to share with you, so much value. Emily is a good friend of mine, and I absolutely love being a co-host for her. I've got a little wiener dog that we're manifesting. His name's going to be Hinkle, little Hanks. He's going to be a little brown long body, and I'm looking forward to him. Hopefully by next Christmas we have him. And I have this picture here of a woman with her third eye open, and I really want to get into my intuition and following my gut I did that pretty well in 2024 in a sense of just like sharing my life online. It was very uncomfortable, but I had this inner knowing, this inner calling that I had something important to share with people. And I had some value to share with people, and I think I executed that pretty well. But listening to your intuition doesn't always mean listening to your fear, right? So if you have this inner calling that you want to share something, you want to do something, switch careers, and intuitively you know that's what you want to do and it's true for you, but you have this fear of like, what are people going to think of me, blah, 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 blah. Don't let that stop you, okay? Your intuition is a very powerful thing. Listen to it. I have a handstand here. You know, guys, I'm kind of nervous about this one because I've had it on my vision board in the past and I did not execute at all. So I'm gonna have to come up with a plan to execute that. And that's another thing I wanted to go over with you guys is you can have a vision board, you can have all these big numbers and big pictures and you look at them, but if you don't have the action steps to back them up, you're not going to accomplish that, right? So you can have your big dreams, your big goals, but you need the daily action steps because there's something called habit stacking and the compound effect. If you guys haven't read that book, that's a very, very good book called The Compound Effect. And it's just the little things that you do add up to the big thing. Okay, and that's the exact same thing here. You can have your big goals, but you have to break that down into the smaller steps, the daily steps that will compound into the end goal. Okay, I've got a big family. I want to have a really big family. I want to have like a Christmas table, like at Christmas dinner. I want to have my kids, my grandkids, and like just a massive family. So that's on there. Obviously not this year, but in the end goal is to have a big family filled with joy and happiness. I've got the beach. Don't know why, but I feel so good at the beach. So that's why I put it there. Again, you want to like provoke these good feelings. So whenever I'm at the beach or at the ocean, I just feel really at peace. And whenever I look at a picture of the beach, I feel that again. And that's the whole reason why a beach is on my thing. I don't have any kind of specific beach that I want to go to. How many times can I say beach? But anyways, that's why that's there. And then I have this really big house. I want to get a big house. That's that. I feel like that might be a little bit more vain of me, but that's okay. We can dream big. And then I have 50K here, and that's a 50K month. I want to have a 50K month in my business. And right now that feels really scary and really out of reach. However, what I'm hoping for with YouTube, since I've just started to do this, I'm hoping to keep a little diary blog for myself. You guys, I would love for you to follow along it and my journey, but I really want to have this to look back at because the future Haley, when she hits 50K, she's going to look back at this and be like, how did you even doubt yourself, girl? So that's why I'm doing all of this. Also to inspire you guys to freaking shoot for the stars. You got this. And then some of the words that I have as well that kind of pertain around the word love for my year is freedom, present, as in being present, being where your feet are. I've got success in every aspect of the word, meaning like my relationships, my business, like family, friends, just internally being happy. Wellness, obviously. Safe. I really like that word. Because it just kind of makes you feel at home and content. So that's why I put that there. Rest. Like I mentioned before, last year I got really like nitty gritty, with my work. And I think everyone around me kind of noticed that I was running myself to the ground, and I don't really want to do that this year. So rest is important. And if you're a type A kind of perfectionist, kind of like me, it's difficult to balance that out. But that's definitely something that I'm going to be working on. And then obviously self-love pertains to love. So that's my vision board for this year. come back next year if you want to see what my 2026 vision board looks like, and if I achieved any of these goals this year. That would be pretty cool. I also have a goal of going viral. Not for like vanity or like to be some sort of influencer, but I feel like that would really grow my business. And like hitting the business lottery is just going viral and getting eyeballs on your page and your content, and just impacting as many people as I possibly can. So that's kind of the reason behind that one. But let me know if you guys are making any goals. What are your goals for 2025? I would love to hear them in the comment section. And as always, I freaking love you. I hope you have the best day of your life. Let me know what other kind of content you want to see, because I'm new to this. Let me know. Let me serve you in the best way I can. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, comment, all of the good stuff, and I will catch you in the next one.